flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Positivity Toolbox with your host, life coach, Diana Roberts. I am here with, oh my gosh, okay, it's the duo, guys. It's what started me actually being on the radio as well as you being on the radio, right?
Yeah.
I've got, who do I have with me? Go ahead, tell us
This
who
is
you are.
Coach Greg McBrayer. You know, we're back together on the show, on the radio. So you get the mixture of these two crazy energies. Oh my goodness, the energy in the room already is just like it always has been. It's electric.
It's like old times. It's like old times. We're going to be finishing each other's sentences throughout majority of the show, guys. So just get ready, okay? Get ready. It's happening. So I guess today we're talking about, the wisdom in changing your mind often.
Mm-hmm.
So you had said something to me that really triggered this, and I'd heard it before, but to hear it again from you, and with all the things that have been going on with both of us, the growth and the opportunities that have come and presented themselves, like, tell me what you had said to me that made me like, this is the show. This is what we're doing.
I believe it was as a wise man doubts often and changes his mind. And I went on to explain, the changing of your mind, you have to learn anything new.
Yeah.
When you're going to school, you don't have any understanding of what you're about to learn. You don't know. So, your mind is made up in one way. When you learn a new information, new things, new ways of looking at things, you change your mind.
Yes.
So, choosing to do that, choosing to say, what about this? What is going on here? Well, what does it look like from this point of view? Well, what does it look like from this point of view? That way you can have the information, the understanding, or rather understanding, to change your mind.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's so pivotal to any kind of growth, whether you're trying to grow up, go down, sideways, whatever it is.
Not backwards though.
We're not
Don't go backwards.
Exactly.
Stay forwards,
We're gonna leave
everyone.
that one out. We're gonna keep going forward.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, it was really something that was told to me that did the same thing. It was like, wow, that is so impactful. That really changed my life, because for so long it had to be this way, had to be that way, and that things have to be done this way, and anything that looks any different, oh, that's absolutely horrible, bad.
Yeah.
So it cut me off from so many beautiful parts of me. 'Cause, I'm fit in my little box.
Yeah.
Well, once I heard that statement, and from my big brother, actually, he's been on my show, Angel.
Yes.
The Angel Black.
Yes.
The
Oh,
voice.
I love his voice.
Yeah, tell you what.
His voice is intoxicating.
It really is. It really is.
It is.
It's crazy because I'm living with him right now. So I mean, every day we have these deep conversations, and it's just like, yeah, you can keep talking. Just tell me everything in the universe right now. And it's such a beautiful experience, because he is who he is.
Yes.
And when he speaks, you can't help but I'll listen.
For sure.
Whatever you're saying, I'm going to listen.
Yeah, because I remember we had him on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we had our show.
Yeah,
and it was
right.
amazing. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, his energy. Like, I was just really vibing with everything that was going on in the room. There was definitely a lot of electricity in
Absolutely.
this room with the three of us.
100%.
It was just so awesome. And I
raw.
do. Yeah, it was so raw. It was raw.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping we can bring that to this show today too.
100%.
Yes.
100%. I mean, I woke up like this.
Right. Exactly. Same.
I love it.
Yes.
Him telling me that, and kind of applying that, because you can hear something all day, and if you don't apply it, then it's just floating around your head.
Right.
But
I call it autopilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just click off.
We do not need to be on autopilot.
No,
No
we
autopilot.
don't.
Take that out. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Flying the plane yourself is so much more fun. I'm
It
telling
really
you. You can do
is.
loop-de-loops and backflips, and most of the time on purpose.
You can have so much more fun.
Exactly.
You missed this.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's nothing but laughter. I love
That's
it.
right.
I love it. But so that application of that principle,
Yeah.
To the things that I've been raised with, these are
Yeah.
deeply ingrained in me, and it's like, this is the only way. But having that one little, like, you know what, I'm gonna question it. I'm gonna doubt it. I'm gonna see what there is about it. Question.
Having a more open mind about
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
I think being open-minded is huge, because
It has to be.
it allows you to grow. If you're closed-minded, you're not going to grow. You're going to stay stagnant. You're going to stay in
100%.
place.
Yep.
And why would you want to stay in the same place all day, every day?
Exactly. And I feel like one thing that it's kind of like, why would you? But then there's the absence of this principle of the questioning of changing your
Right.
mind.
Yeah.
And for me, I can recall times in my life where, like, I was just like, this is the only way. Like, not even having the understanding that there is a different way to do something. So I'm sure that there's people looking at me like, why would you even do that?
Right.
What is wrong with you? But again, it's the reason why we're on the show, why we're sharing this particular topic today, is it's so important to try to like not even try, but question yourself to
Yeah.
get out of your own way.
Absolutely.
To change your mind, to choose to want to change your mind, like that's a big one.
Yes,
A lot of
because
times you
choosing.
you have a preconceived idea. I'm not changing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
No.
So when you do that, I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of forfeiting. You're forfeiting. That was the word I was looking about. You're forfeiting so many beautiful things for your life.
Absolutely.
Forfeiting so many beautiful emotions and ways of being, because this is the only way, and you know it really well. But what if that way sucks? What if that way feels really, really bad? What if that way you're constantly anxious or constantly depressed or constantly, in a state of feeling like you're not good enough,
Right. Or frustration,
Right.
angry.
What if that's what this way that what if that's the way it is?
Right. And that's the energy that you're feeding onto other people too.
Exactly.
So we do have a question from Charles. Charles is asking who's my guest. So, Charles, I've got Greg McBrayer with us. He's a life coach as well. And he has another show, or you have a show here on
Yep,
Joco.
yep, I do. I do.
Yes. And yours
Hybrid
is
Life.
on Wednesdays. Yes.
Wednesdays 8 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually moved from 2 to 8. It was absolutely blew up. But yeah, Charles, check us out. Hybrid Life on Wednesdays 8 p.m. For me personally, I'm a life coach. I call myself a life coach, that kind of thing. But honestly, I'm a human being that has chosen to love unconditionally.
Right.
You
And
know,
share your experiences with
exactly,
others to help them
exactly.
experience.
When I trip and I eat it hard, I'm like, yo, check it out. This. There's a pothole right there, guys. This I just screwed up my face. So watch out, jump over that. But let's keep moving forward together.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. It's real, truth. I
Yeah.
feel like again, changing your mind, like
Yes, you have to. But so
you're
you had a military background though, didn't you?
it's funny that so many people think that. I actually didn't. I went
Really?
to see the recruiter, I got through the paperwork and
Was your dad not in the military?
I had my grandfather was in the military, my great
Okay,
grandfather
that's
was in the
okay.
military.
Yes.
Then I have had some. I'm pretty sure I've had some uncles or maybe some cousins that were in the military as well. However, the military energy, or whatever
Yes.
you want to call it, has been a part of me since I was, young.
Yeah.
I've been asked that question literally since I was like 17 years old. You going to the military? You been in the military? You in the military?
Right.
I guess it's just the way I carry myself. But yeah, no.
And the change, well, the way where I was going with that is, I was raised in a military family. My
Mhm.
dad was Air Force. A lot of my grandparents and stuff were also in the military.
Yeah.
So there's the man in the military being raised by one. There
Mhm.
is that this is how it is.
Absolutely.
This is where it's my way or the highway. This is the road you're
Yeah.
taking. They're very
Exactly.
stern and strict with that. And I think that has been a lot of the misguidedness. I feel,
Mhm.
that now it's time to retrain
Absolutely.
that. And that's what this show is, trying to produce out there to everybody and have you guys listen to,
Absolutely.
the difference in not having to have that focus, that
Mhm.
one-sided, one-minded focus anymore. You can
100%.
open your mind to other possibilities
Exactly.
and other things that are around you because the world is shifting and changing.
Mhm.
It is shifting and it's changing and things are technology, all these things and so to retrain our mind in order to adapt with these changes and
Yeah.
adapt with the technology that's coming into our life and not allow it to also keep us one-sided because there's a
Right.
lot of people out there that are talking about things that are going on in the world today. And you can either be one-minded and one-sided and listen to those
Yeah.
particular people, or really open your mind and start listening to more other, options,
That's a good point.
possibilities that are
Yeah.
out there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Opening and broadening the channels of information that you're getting is so important. If you're sitting, you're raised and you're raised in, let's say, a third world country, and you have a dirt floor, and there's no TV. You don't even know what TV is. Everything is grown on the garden outside, mud hut. That's what you're raised in, and
Yeah.
then you come to America. You'd think that's a really big culture shock, right? That's a whole lot of wow. I didn't even know this existed. So think of that in a perspective of us, here.
Yeah.
There's so many different perspectives that it's like being, grown up in a mud hut all your life and being thrown into New York City, you know. So when you can open yourself up to what is, the other options, the other belief systems, other ways of being, of thinking. It's kind of like that in the most blissful form because you're like, oh wow, You can pick that resonates with me, or that vibes with me, or what, however you want to describe it. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna take that. Everything else, whatever. And then, okay, then point over here. Go to this understanding or whatever like that. Okay, I like this little piece that resonates with me. That I understand that. So take that with you. And that's really the premise of hybrid life.
Yes.
That's the premise of the way that I coach. It's a culmination of all, not just one. It cannot be just
No.
one. As if there was, then we wouldn't have, different hair colors. Wouldn't have
Right.
different voices. There would be no differentiation between my voice and your voice.
That's right.
Like,
That's right. And we're all different. Like, of
exactly.
course, that's what we need to be understanding to is our differences.
Hmm.
And, but even though there's differences, there's always something to relate to.
Yeah,
And those majority of the time are our experiences.
absolutely.
And our experiences is what helps others experience what they're experiencing.
Right.
Right. So go ahead. You said
I was going to say, you ready to get deep? You ready?
I'm
like,
ready.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I told you we need to go deep in
All right,
this.
so let's go
All
deep.
right.
So,
Wait, really quick though. Charles said you guys they're going to be in Branson Motel Wednesday.
oh,
Okay. Well, he's on every Wednesday though at 8 p.m.
yes.
Just like this show is on every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. blah blah. And Greg is on every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yep.
So you can tune into both of our shows twice a week. It's definitely really good. So you get me for your beginning of your week to start your week off, right? And then you get Greg and you're on hump day.
On the hump day, yeah.
Right? To get the rest of the week going.
Exactly.
We mapped that out correctly.
We high five
We
for
really
that.
did.
Teamwork
High
makes
five.
the dream work, I'm telling you. It's actually really perfect.
Isn't that perfect? I think so too.
That is
I love
awesome.
it.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that until just now. But that's a pretty cool.
Yeah, I just realized it while I was
synchronicity.
saying it. I was like, hey, wait, that's awesome.
So that's a perfect segue into let's going deep with it.
Right.
'Cause,
Yeah.
right there, we had no planning of that, like
No.
no like understanding of that. It just kind of happened that way, and wow, look at that. It
Yes,
works together.
it does.
For me, and I don't I'm not speaking for anybody else, but for me, that's a representation of the fact that you and me, however we are different, we look different, we're a different sex, that kind of thing. We would live different lives. However, we're covered in the same cloth in some type of way. The energy that is you is somehow the same kind of energy that it is me. I like to refer to it as the seer that's seeing life through your eyes. It's the same
Yes.
thing as a seer seeing life through mine.
Right.
So these synchronicities, these manifestations of our collective being in each other's life, it's like it's obvious. It's like it's one of those like, well, duh, it's gonna be like this. There's love energy here.
Yes.
So and it doesn't have to be in a specific type of relationship. It's love energy,
Right.
and that's what we
Absolutely.
all are. You can't skip the baby stage,
No. No.
and when
You
you're there,
cannot.
you are nothing but love and wonder, So I feel like, again, you Monday, come and start the day early in the morning. Let's
Right.
go,
Let's
get some
go.
positivity.
Yes.
And
Take a
then,
deep breath
yes, absolutely.
and
Breathe
just
it in.
relax, breathe it out and let it go. And just
Absolutely.
have an amazing, amazing beginning of your week.
Exactly.
So that the rest of your week can be awesome too.
100%. Then you catch me on Wednesday and,
Yes.
and recalibrate and refocus
And take that deep
take
breath
it
again.
exactly. Take it into the weekend, And here's the crazy thing. Here's a really, really crazy thing. You want to step it up. Take a deep breath every single time you wake up.
Mhm.
Breathe in your aliveness. Breathe in your aliveness.
And
when
smile.
Exactly. When you wake up, take that deep breath and like, oh my goodness, I'm alive. What does it feel like to expand your lungs?
Yeah.
And again, these are things to change your mind about.
Absolutely.
The
And that's what's
mundaneness.
helpful too, I feel
Exactly.
too. Because those deep breaths are what slow us down.
Mm,
And the world is moving so rapidly and so fast. And so we feel like we have to move quickly with it. And that's why there's just that hustle and bustle of every day. And so, in order to just be able to take that deep breath first thing in the morning with a smile on your face,
Yeah,
you're already putting those good positive endorphins in your body by just smiling. And
exactly,
then taking the deep breath and relaxing your body before actually even getting out of bed. Now you've just produced even more.
exactly,
So,
exactly. You're
right?
you're creating a program that you like. You
Yes.
know, there's a period of brain function, right? When you wake up, going from producing one hormone, melatonin, and producing another one, serotonin, right? So
Right.
you go to sleep with Mel and you wake up with Sarah,
Yeah.
right? So just like
Don't tell your wife.
right. Yeah. Like, no, I'm talking about hormones. I'm talking about
Right. I'm
hormones. I
talking
swear
about
to God,
hormones. I'm talking
it's in
about
my
hormones.
brain.
Hold
It's
on.
in my brain. Okay.
You know, I had
Talking
to bring
about
a joke
brains.
into it. I had to bring a joke. We got to keep smiling. All right, go ahead.
I love that. I can kind of see that playing out. Like, I
Right.
swear to God, I'm
I
talking about my
swear.
brain.
Yes, yes.
But no, so that what you were just talking about, you're harnessing that kind of like open period
Right.
between, okay, your brain's like it's waking up. It's okay. I don't need to produce this melatonin anymore. All right, we're gonna go and shift into producing serotonin. So then there's this happy feeling that you're producing in between there. There's this smile, there's this breath. You're giving your brain oxygen when you
Right.
breathe in through your nose, goes into your oxygen again into your brain. Your brain thrives on oxygen. We kind of need it.
Yes.
So you can combine that with putting your mind on something that is happy, something beautiful. The fact that you're alive. What does it feel like to open my breath? Open my lungs, that kind of thing, right?
Right, right.
So now you have this emotion. You have this feeling that you're feeling because you're giving your body oxygen, and you're switching between melatonin and serotonin. So
Right.
you're effectively creating a default program for the rest of your day. You're effectively creating yourself a safety net for the rest of your day. So that way you can always go right back to that.
Mhm.
Mm. You do that for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks. You imagine you'd start seeing some like drastic changes
Oh, absolutely.
in your just the way that you go about your day.
Yeah.
And this is the simplicity of what both of us are doing with coaching is, it's bringing it down to simple, bringing it down to, hey, what's actually going on? Let's take some baby steps, because when you take baby steps, guess what? You get to where you're going to go. And in somewhere in between, you learn how to run. You learn how to do flips. You learn how to leap over things, but you got to start with baby steps.
Right, very
you know
true. Very, very true. He says you need to be a preacher. Well, basically, that's kind of what we are in a sense, especially on our shows. We're basically just, out here just trying to promote, positivity,
Absolutely.
trying to promote the love that is lacking in our world today.
100%.
And I feel like a lot of that has to do with, we've been warped into this like technology
Yeah.
trance.
Distractions.
Distractions in life. Before technology, there were other distractions that were
Right.
also causing this. But now in this day and age, it just seems like it's a lot more of just Facebook,
Exactly.
Instagram, TikTok, which I love TikTok. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, I
There's a
mean-
lot of positive stuff out there. And it's fun to do it, but in a timely manner.
Right.
A lot of times we get tranced and we get locked into it, and that can also, detach us from reality and detach us from life and from living.
Exactly.
And being able to change our mind, like we've been talking about, the wisdom of changing your mind.
Right.
And I feel so when you were telling me about this, though, like I've got to go into this part, because when you were telling me about this, I know that this was a time we hadn't really connected in a little bit, because we've both been really busy.
Yeah.
I've had my shows going on in Miss Johnson County and all that stuff, and then
Right.
you've had all the things you've been enduring
Yeah.
and coming and doing insurance now, and
Yeah.
I mean, so you've had a lot going on. Well, anyway, we reconnected and we were having this conversation about how there was that mind-sidedness, and it wasn't taking you anywhere.
Right. Right.
It was just not, it was not the path that you wanted, that I
Exactly.
knew you wanted when I first met, or
Yeah.
when we first met. Sorry, Lola. So, and I know Angel had a huge impact on that,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We had a immense impact on that. I mean, I feel like the biggest change that I went through was understanding that, a way
Mhm.
it cannot be the only right way.
Right.
That, like the old term, there's more than one way to skin a cat, which is kind of a really horrible, morbid term, when you think
It
about
really
it. Like,
is.
I just thought about that right as I said that in my ears. I was like, wow, that's a really screwed up statement. But anyways,
It really is, but that's okay. I mean,
we're-
we all know that you're not really going to skin a
yeah,
cat,
I
so I
don't want
think
to
we're
skin a
good.
cat. Like I really don't
We're
want
not
to do
gonna do
that.
that.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna hide my cat from you from
right.
now on.
Oh,
I'm just
okay, I
kidding.
gotta gather myself. That was that was good.
You gotta love it.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. But
I'm
anyways,
sorry.
okay. So the way that I was kind of I don't know, thinking, it was very it was very focused on self, but I mean, and I don't think that focusing on self is a bad thing, but I feel like
No.
focusing on self in a dishonest way is a very, very, very negative, toxic thing.
Right.
You have to like, if you want to be honest, you have to start with honesty with yourself. That's where honesty
Absolutely.
starts. So you have to have those hard conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to start those conversations. So sometimes you have to have a catalyst. Mine was Angel.
Yeah.
It's funny that his name is Angel, because he's in many ways been like that, like my angel, but saying the things that I needed to say to myself, and again, all in love, and all in very, very to the point.
Right.
He's known as a straight shot of whiskey, no chaser,
No, yeah, no chaser. No.
You're gonna get
You're
it
gonna
raw.
get it straight.
But I like that though,
Yeah,
and
I love that too.
that's experience, knowing, feeling that every just word is coming from love, wrapped up in love, delivered with love,
Love.
all of it.
Yes.
So it kind of helped me love myself to changing my mind.
Yeah.
Again, like you have to have those conversations with yourself. Everything starts with self.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah.
So for me, starting with self, or reminding myself of hey, I've been coaching people for doing this for a while now, like, oh, let me come back to it. Let
Right?
me
You got to
I-
practice what you preach. And that's
absolutely.
not always easy
Well,
to do.
that's why I feel like every coach needs a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
That's like, I went and coached up, got my
Yes.
coaches, so, but you got to have somebody,
Yeah, you do.
somebody that's on the outside, somebody that you will unequivocally listen to,
Absolutely.
somebody that you see as that coach,
Yeah.
because you don't want to let your coach down, for one.
No.
And two, that your coach is doing everything in his power or her power to make you better,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
they see something that you might not see right now, and that's the beauty of having a coach, is it helps you get to those, okay, this is where I can change my mind. Just
Right.
like we were talking about earlier, sometimes you don't even see it.
Exactly.
Having a coach.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't be here like I am now if it weren't for Angel.
And I think that's awesome and incredible. And thank you, Angel, because like I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I can definitely see the growth. Like when you came in and we were talking initially before we started the show, like, you're telling me you see my growth, which made me really happy because, we don't always see it.
Right.
Right. Because we are still moving. We're still going. And
Yeah.
like, I feel it, I feel the growth. I feel the amazingness that continues to go and work through my life. And while I'm on this journey, but at the
Right.
same token, it's like to hear somebody else say it definitely means a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I am doing
It's
this.
just noticeable. It's like now
Yeah.
you know that it's noticeable.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I want. I want
Absolutely.
people to see it so
Yeah.
that they'll question.
It's like those synchronicities that you've been seeing, that you've been noticing in
Right.
in this period of growth. It's like they're affirmed. Like,
Yeah.
oh, see, I'm not crazy. I'm getting better.
Exactly. Well, guys, we're about to have to go on a quick break, but we will be back very soon. So don't go anywhere. We look forward to having you guys and communicating a little bit more with you on wisdom and changing your mind. So stay tuned.
Awesome sauce.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson in Cleburne, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Right? It's not a beat. I still want a new song at some point.
Like a groove thing going on. Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneIn, joco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, 844-839-4245. Be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. All right. There we go. How you guys doing? Thank you for staying tuned. We appreciate that so much, guys. We're so happy that you guys are here with us today and with Greg, my duo buddy, that I started this off with originally. So, we're so excited and pumped to be sitting here together again on the radio, just reaching out to some amazing, beautiful people that are listening to us today. And also wanting to just understand what it means to change your mind, right?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like to change your mind, to kind of really kind of illustrate what it is to change your mind. It's kind of simple as changing the way that you're seeing something. And that is as simple as it could be. Not talking about so you're a Christian. Oh, change your mind. You're not a Christian anymore. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking simply, very simply, for instance, what I do when I'm with my students in coaching cheer and gymnastics, which again is just another extension of life coaching. It's like, okay, well, let's make this a medium to help people, connect deeply with themselves. So one technique that I use is see, feel, allow. So it helps one change their mind in an instant and change their emotion, their feeling. So very, very simple. What I do is say someone's working on, let's say a back tuck, right? Back flip on the ground. And they have some reservations. They're scared, obviously, right?
Right.
So
I know I would be.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could even. Okay, go ahead.
You can. I guarantee.
I'm 40 years old and not that limber anymore, honey. Okay. But go ahead. I know I could do it. I know
Challenge
I could do
accepted.
it. Oh, mercy. I'm going to break something. Okay, go ahead.
mental picture. Just like, oh my goodness. Okay, back to it.
That's so
I
fragile.
love you so much.
I
Oh my
love you
goodness.
too.
So, anyways, so going to the dealing with the fear about the back tuck. We're just talking about it, and you're already like, oh goodness gracious, that fear, right?
Right.
So we address that right in that center. So we address the fear and why it's there. However, the focus is what we're trying to do, right? We're
Right.
trying to accomplish a back tuck. So let's envision the back tuck. So I ask him, "Are you scared?" Yes. All right. Why? I don't want to hurt myself. Right. So
Yeah.
there's the addressing of the fear. Now I demonstrate the back tuck, or ask them, "Have you ever seen anybody that has done a perfect back tuck? Gymnast, something like that." Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. So I have them draw that memory into their mind, right? Or the memory of me doing it right there in front of them. It's like, so can you imagine, that person doing this, perfectly right now? So can you pause it? And I'll make the little noises, just like make it really real, like it's,
Yeah.
okay, now you're paused. All right. Now I want you to take that person out and put you in. Can you see you up in the air upside down in a little ball? You're about to land a back tuck right now. Can you see that? All right, now hit the play button. Now you just landed. Can you see yourself landing right now? Yeah. Okay, so now there's oh yeah, there's whatever. It's like, now who's the one person in the world that you would love to show that you can do this? One person that you would want to see you doing this backflip by yourself, like you're doing right now in your head. And then my mom or my dad or my best friend or whoever it is, right? So, okay, so can you imagine now? Pause again. Got it paused? Okay, it's paused, right? Now walks this person, right? Now unpause. They just saw you do this, and oh my gosh, well, they were like crazy. Oh, we got to get ice cream now. Like, oh my goodness, celebrate. You have a back tuck. Wow, that was amazing, right? And instantly, it's exactly what you're doing. A smile on the face.
Right.
The energy. You can feel the energy of the person just elevate. You can feel it, right?
Right.
So what are we doing here? We're creating gratitude for something that hasn't happened yet. So we're literally tapping into the law of manifestation.
Yeah.
Literally tapping into it without saying anything about manifestation, and literally 9 times out of 10, they right after that, I'm like, okay, now, so can you do this feeling this way? This is a better way to feel than the way you were. Yeah. And, boom, back tuck. It's
That's
either
awesome.
either they get it then, or they improve immensely.
Right.
So it's all about creating in the mind what you want to do and changing the way that you see it.
Yeah.
Changing your mind about the back tuck.
Yes.
At first your mind's like, oh, I'm scared of that. I'm going to get hurt. That's going to happen. It's for sure. Right.
Now you've put that in your head, and so you're manifesting it. You're putting it into action.
Exactly.
So if you change the way you see it, it can happen.
100%.
Yes.
So we're like, I'm literally doing the exact same thing in reverse.
Right.
To serve the person rather than to do them a disservice. So
I love it.
It's
Yes.
it's that simple. Or it could be, and that those simple things lead up to big changes of mind.
Yeah.
And maybe that change of mind is maybe maybe a toxic relationship. Maybe it's a job that you've been treated like shit for, like for a long time. Maybe it's changing your mind to these things, the bigger things. But it always starts with changing your mind on on the baby steps.
Right.
How do you build a building? You can't just you don't just drop it out of the sky. You gotta build it,
I think they're trying to come up with a way to do that.
3D print. Have you seen the 3D printed buildings?
Yes.
That is pretty cool. Like, I'm just saying, that's this big ass 3D
I mean, somebody
printer.
saw that they could do this.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
They saw they could do this, and they made it happen. I mean, they put this into what we're talking about. They put it into effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, they can build an entire house in like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's with a 3D printer. Anyways, that's completely off topic.
No, you're good. You're good. I love it. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Squirrel. I like squirrels. They're
Yeah,
nice.
I do too. Well, I mean, but that also comes into play. Like, I mean, because that person had a vision.
Exactly.
They saw it. and they produced it.
Change their mind.
They
Yeah,
changed their mind.
exactly. Saw
They
that
they
this
may
is
have
the way.
heard, You're never going to make this happen."
Hmm.
Well, I did. Hello.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Here you go. 3D printer buildings.
Exactly.
Boom. Mic drop.
I just like, I mean, I'm not saying that this is how this guy looks. I don't know who this person is, but I can
Right.
just see, like, a guy with, like, glasses on. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It just mic drops
Right.
on the stage, and there's a whole bunch of, like, scientists and, like, smart people, that kind of thing. I'm totally stereotyping everybody. I know that I am. So
Right.
go with the joke and get off the
Yes.
fence.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
Right.
hey, it's okay. It's okay. We all have our moments where,
Absolutely.
that's how you describe something sometimes too.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like,
Paint a picture.
yeah.
It's all about painting a picture.
Exactly. They do it in books.
Right. Right.
So
It's funny that you brought that up. Or we went to that statement is painting the picture.
yes,
Because that's what we're doing every single day.
absolutely.
We're painting a picture of,
Yeah.
of our reality, of the way that we live, the way that we look, painting a picture.
Yeah.
So for instance, you can say, hey, you're beautiful, and someone, most likely, female is going to be like, kind of thing like that, because it's not, they don't look exactly like what beauty is supposed to look like. So
Right.
their perception of themselves, the picture that they've painted for themselves is not the picture that I can see. Right.
Right.
So the picture that you paint, again, it goes back to changing your mind. If you are having a picture that you're not really enjoying looking at,
Right.
well, you have power to change it.
Absolutely.
It's not like some kind of old expensive art that really doesn't make any sense to you. You can actually change the picture that you are painting for yourself every single day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes moment by moment by moment. I mean, shoot, there's times where I'm struggling, and all day I'm breath working. I'm I'm doing some like ohms,
Right.
I'm doing my like push-ups. These are all little things that I do to get to recenter myself. I'm making phone calls to Angel for one, or I'm making phone calls to coaches and that kind of thing. And I'm going through everything, every system to just kind of recenter myself. I do it. I'm successful, but it takes the whole damn day. There's times where that happens, but it's a choice because I want to
Mhm.
continuously keep my mind in a place that I like. So when bringing this up, or this trigger, those
Yes.
triggers, they're there, guys.
They are, and they're everywhere.
Absolutely.
And they present themselves all throughout the day.
100%.
So understanding them and being aware of those
Yep.
triggers is what can help you not stay
Yep.
in that mindset, because you're aware of it. You're aware the trigger happened, and now you can be like, okay, hold on. I'm going to take a step back. I know that was a trigger. So what do I need to do to recenter myself, to get myself back balanced, to get myself back on
Mhm.
the right mindset that is going to get me through the rest of this day?
Yep.
And
Exactly.
and that's huge. And I was actually just talking to a good friend of mine the other day that had contacted me. There was a lot of triggers that were happening with her, and having to she wanted to understand how to reset that mind and how
Mm.
to have that peace of mind, and that positivity, take that negativity out and have it more positive. And so that's what I was expressing to her, being aware of that trigger, being aware of what it is that's happening there,
Yep.
and letting that go.
Exactly.
And and you can't just tell somebody to let it go.
Right.
You can't. I mean, I'm going to tell you right
now.
now, you can't just tell somebody to let it go. You've got to explain what letting go process
Mhm.
is. And it's not just going to happen overnight. And
Right.
it may not happen as soon as you say it. It might be something that you, like Greg is saying, you went through a whole day
Yep.
of feeling this still,
Exactly.
going back and forth between the two, right?
Right.
Yin and yang, I guess
Right.
we could call it, right? You've got your
100%.
yin and yang going on all day. And finally, you found your yang.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's understanding that, well, I feel like the more you practice, the more
Oh, yeah.
or more I've practiced doing this, the more that I've practiced staying conscious of where I'm at, how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even having those days where it's the whole day, and I'm just like, oh, but at the end of the day, oh, I see where that's coming from. Oh,
Right.
that's awesome. the more that I practice this, the more that I come to really appreciate, like truly appreciate those days where I'm like, ah, and I feel like my head's gonna explode, or I feel like I'm gonna explode on somebody, or that kind of thing. I'm just kind of turmoil some within myself.
Right, right.
I found that I'm so grateful for those days because it's part of my journey. It's part of my experience.
Yes.
So, the if I hadn't have had that, or that hadn't have happened, then well, hey, I wouldn't have found this little, nasty spot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give that some love. I'm not
Right.
gonna get rid of it or surgically remove it, because we're not trying to cut pieces out of ourselves away.
No.
We're trying to heal pieces of ourselves, because that's the only thing that's the reason why we have brokenness, is there's pieces of ourselves that aren't healed. So, it's not about trying to, like, cut away part of you, or like, oh, that side is horrible. It's about, like, no, that side's part of me, and it's beautiful. It has its position and its place and its purpose.
Right.
So I'm gonna love on it, and I'm gonna say, you know what, this right here, it doesn't have to be toxic.
No.
It doesn't have to be destructive. you know it doesn't have to be all those things that I used to place on it. I'm throwing trash on this thing. No wonder it's angry and wants to come out. So I'm throwing trash on it. It's
Right.
part of myself.
That's
So
right.
when I go there and I love on it, and pick it up and hug it, and like, hey, you are me and I am you and I love you and I appreciate you.
Right,
Then
right.
now it's another story. It's a new narrative. It's a new feeling. Oh, wait, now I don't have to hate part of me, or see part of me as bad,
Right.
because more than one person has seen that as bad. I don't have to do that.
No.
It's all about me.
That's right.
What? What?
Yes.
But this is kind of a dangerous statement, so please hear me out, everybody that's listening. That it's all about me. It's truth.
Right.
I'm not bullshitting you. However, being all about me helps me be all about you,
That's right.
and be all about everybody that's listening. Because the
Yeah.
more that I'm about me, the more that I'm about love. And love doesn't know any bounds. So it can't be
No.
contained just in this little meat sack.
Right.
It's got to go everywhere.
I miss that. I call it vessel. He calls it meat sack. I've missed hearing that, I think.
Yeah.
I still can't call it that, but I love it. I love it. I love it. So, and I love what you're saying there too. I mean, there is, of course, that is true, because you have to have self-love in order to produce love.
Absolutely.
There
Absolutely.
has to be a genuine self-love. And, it's like what I tell my kids. Nobody's going to take care of you but you.
Right. Right.
I mean, I took care of you when you were younger, yes.
Yeah.
But now I have young men that are growing up to be adults. And so nobody's going to take care of them but them.
Absolutely.
Not a girlfriend,
Hmm.
not a friend.
Yeah.
It ultimately comes down to, you will be the one responsible for you.
Exactly. 100%. That's so often goes straight to, like, monetary, straight to, like, taking care of yourself. Okay. Like, having yourself a house and job and a car and all that good stuff. But
Right.
the only
It's
way,
so much more to that.
I'm telling you, like,
So much more.
how do you plan on getting to those things? The house, the car, and
Yeah.
the job and all that good stuff. Because there's multiple ways to get there.
Okay.
And you can have them and be miserable as fuck.
Yeah.
So is it worth it? Is
Yeah.
it worth the, like, the means to the end? Is it worth it? Because I mean, those are beautiful things and those wonderful things. The job and the house, the car, those are things that you kind of need, right?
Right.
Well, maybe not so much the job, but you need some source of income, right?
Yes. But learning how
but
to
yeah,
get those things,
right. And learning how to take care of your emotions long
Right.
enough so that you can get those things. Because I
Yes.
mean, if your emotions are here and there and here and there and here and there,
Yeah.
how can you sit still long enough to learn something, to go to do something, to put a hands on something, to make it into anything?
Absolutely.
You've got to have an understanding that this world, this whole existence that you're hearing right now, that you're feeling right now, is all about you. Like, at the end of the day, it's just you.
Yeah.
And the way that you feel is just you.
That's
You
right.
know, and I'm not saying the word just as a diminishing of anything, because you're phenomenal because of the seer that's seeing life through your eyes.
And you're limitless.
Exactly.
You are limitless.
Limitless.
Yes.
The
only limits you have are what you put on yourself.
yeah, exactly. And or what you've maybe adopted.
Yes,
You know?
or adopted.
Or
Yes,
adopted,
absolutely.
you know.
Yes.
And that's another thing that's so important about, like, for me, having a coach and continuously having coaches,
Yeah.
continuously having mentors. So like they see those like adopted kind of ways of being that they weren't ever mine, and that I really don't like. And they're like, yo, look, you need
Right?
to clean that
Where'd
shit
this
up.
come
You know?
from? We need to let that go.
Yeah.
You don't need that no more. You're a different person now. You're
or
you, not
exactly.
what you learned.
100%. You
Yes.
know, so it comes down to understanding at the end of the day, or at the middle of the day, or the beginning of the day, or any day, that you're the only one that can see through your eyes. You're
Right.
the only one that can taste with your tongue. You're the only one that can experience your central nervous system. So shouldn't you be in total control of that? Shouldn't you
Absolutely.
create that as a beautiful adaptation of life, rather than, you know, the struggle? I hear people walk around saying, man, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Like, yeah, it's real because you're making it real.
Right?
It's real in
Exactly.
your head. You
Yes.
know, I mean, you see struggle, I see challenge.
Yeah.
I like challenges.
Right. Me too.
You know?
I think that's why I have so many.
Right.
Because I love them so much.
Yeah. But when you say struggle, like, do you like struggle? Hey, we're gonna go struggle with the heart over there. Yeah, let's go do that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to struggle.
No,
I don't want
words
to.
have
I don't.
impact.
I was just watching something with darn it! He just went blank. Anyways, Aubrey. His first name is Aubrey, and I'll post his last name. Aubrey Marcus, 2 first names. That's how I remember it. Anyways, Aubrey Marcus, cool dude. He was just speaking with a individual about spelling, about the English. Everybody, we're
Yeah,
talking
there we
English.
go. Well, you know, a lot of times we do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even another whole dictionary for it.
Exactly. Was it the oh man, I can't remember, but I've actually read some excerpts out of the it's like urban dictionary.
Urban dictionary. Yes.
It's taking words. Oh man, I can't remember what the word was, but it was like 3 different words all mashed up into one. But here's the beautiful part about it is language, words, spelling.
Yeah.
Why is it called spelling? I know we're getting way off, but I'm just
Right. No, it's okay.
I'm just going to touch
this is
just a little
this
bit.
is wisdom.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Spelling. You know, I mean, we're forced to learn how to spell. We have to spell. Spelling is super, super important. We use words. These letters and sounds come together and are spoken, and there's the vibrations through the air that's picked up. You understand them as words, right? Your brain
Right.
puts it all together.
Right.
However, you know, have you ever like taken the time to really like think about how you speak, like how you describe yourself, just like before, the more than one way to skin a cat, you know, that like when you really think about it, you're like, that's a really fucked up statement. Like,
Yes.
holy crap.
Right. Like, why would you want to say that?
Where did that come from, and why were they getting that many cats? You know, like, if you have to come up with more than one way. So
Right.
it's a thought process of how am I spelling?
Right.
You know, not to get too woo woo about it, but you know, like you have spelling with like spells and magic and stuff like that. It's kind of a like quote unquote doesn't exist coincidence kind of thing. That's also the how we, you know, describe spelling, like we're writing, you know, because I mean, you're taking energy,
Right.
it's thought,
Right.
and you're transposing it into words. Is that not magic? You're creating reality.
Mhm.
Like you're taking something that cannot be seen and making it seen. You're taking something that cannot be heard and making it heard. You
Right.
know,
So
so
true.
again, like changing your mind on what we see and what we believe, and we oh, this is this. What is it? Or
Right.
is it, or can it be this?
Yeah.
Or can it also be this? Can it also be that? Because the truth of the matter is, you know, like one thing can be a whole bunch of different things, you know?
True.
I mean, this cup, like it could be a bowl for me. I could put some cereal in it and I could use it as a cereal bowl.
That's
you
exactly
know?
right. We get creative.
Yeah.
We're creative beings.
Absolutely.
And we're allowed to be creative.
So therefore, why stay in a box? Why stay in something that
Yeah.
you've been given that maybe you don't even like?
Right.
You know, why?
It's so true.
Right. Like why is that something that we kind of accept as like, oh well, this is how life is. We just gotta go out this way. And why do we do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I feel like it's this lack of hearing something different.
I think so. And I think it's like a lack of learning,
Mm,
because wisdom is in learning. Like you're not
absolutely.
going, a wise man didn't just come up with these things. He actually learned them.
Right.
Right.
Hands on.
Hands
You know, in
on.
the middle of it.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
Exactly.
Getting out of a norm, you know.
Right.
I don't feel like wisdom in its entirety and its beauty really hits you until you get out of a comfort zone, until you get out of a norm, you know.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you really have to challenge yourself, challenge the way you think
Yes.
to really understand what wisdom is.
Mhm.
Because wisdom it's not like a one-way thing, you
It's
know.
not. It's being open-minded to change.
Exactly.
And honestly, we change daily.
Mm,
You are changing daily, whether you like it or not.
yeah.
If you think you're not changing, I mean, you might want to rethink that.
Well, yeah. Ask
'Cause there
yourself
ha-
why you change your mattress every 7 years, you
Right.
know?
Or change your clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe change your shampoo and
All
conditioner.
right.
Or change your body soap. I mean, there are things that we see that want us to want to do those changes.
Mhm.
We are visual creatures.
Yeah.
So again, that goes back into creating it, right?
Yeah.
If you're visualizing all these other things like, oh, I saw this on Facebook and now I want to use that as the
Right.
product instead of the product I was using, right?
Right.
We all do that too. Or Prime, Amazon Prime. Okay. We're looking up one thing and there's a whole lot of different options.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, wow, well, I've been using this one, but that one looks really interesting. I'm going to get that one. So it's being creative and it's being open-minded.
Yes.
And in those things, you can do that and impact that in your life. Like have
Absolutely.
that happen in your life
Absolutely.
instead of just with material things. But
And
I use that as an example.
one thing I want to bring out, just kind of like a disclaimer of change your mind and open your mind and be open to new ways of thought.
Right.
But at the same time, protect your energy, you know, like
Yes.
it's your energy. So choose the way you want it to feel
Right.
and protect it.
Yeah.
You know,
You have control of your
exactly.
emotions and your
Exactly.
feelings.
You can do it. You can do
You
it.
can do it. Yes. And I think a lot of times we forget that, we forget that we have that. It's like we get so set or so complacent. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the word I'm looking
Yeah, I
for.
think
You get so
complacent's perfect.
complacent in that feeling and in that emotion that you
Yep.
just feel you have to stay there. Well, you
Exactly.
don't.
You don't.
You don't. And nobody can put you there either.
Exactly.
You allowed them to. You gave them the control.
100%.
But anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys staying tuned and listening to us today. We hope that we were encouraging and we gave you some other ways of opening your mind and thinking. And stay tuned for next Monday and go listen on Greg's show Wednesdays, 8 to
9,
Yes.
Hybrid Life. Love you.
Love you
There's nothing you
guys.
can do about it.
Live your best life.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes.